Hi, this is Shohei and welcome back to another octagon analysis, and this time it's gonna be the notorious Conor McGregor from Ireland. Now, when we first hear Conor McGregor, we immediately think of his striking, his superb capabilities in the stand-up striking, particularly the left hand or the touch of death that he has with his left hand. But nonetheless, he does have a few tricks up his sleeve when it comes to grappling. He does show them. They are, I would consider them, hidden gems. And in this video, we're gonna go back early in his career and into the UFC and see the grappling that he has performed over the years. Now, Conor McGregor has a record of 22 wins and 4 losses. Now, take into consideration what happened recently. It's still a minuscule number compared to his wins, so he would definitely go down in history as one of the greats. And also, he is, like I said, has superb grappling that's hidden up his sleeve, and someone who is mostly reliant on striking. Once they perform these unique grappling skills, it's gonna look even better in my opinion, and also simply because they are rare. Now, without any further ado, let's go back to early in his career and see here. He evades the strikes and immediately goes down, reaps the leg, doesn't go down on his knees or really low, just hunches over, closes the distance and reaps away the legs. Here you see it once again. This is a classical morote gari. You see here Kyuzo Mifune does the same, doesn't go down on his knees or really shoots, but rather just hunches over, closes the distance and reaps away the legs. This was a very unique variation in my opinion, not like the competitions variations you see normally where someone just dives in really deep or goes down on their knees and scoops up, but rather he evades the strike. So first he shows great reaction to a very powerful strike and then uses it in order to go down and just reaps away the legs. So morote gari does it like the god of judo himself, Kyuzo Mifune, as you just saw. So here you see there are multiple variations that can be done from the gi, where you are engaging in kumikata and then going down, which is something that I myself encourage, not shooting in directly. And also it can be done from like a single leg, not just a double leg. Here you see another form of feints where you rotate to the other side from the seoi nage and finishes it with morote gari. Morote gari can also be the single leg because you are reaping with both hands. One leg or 2 legs, doesn't really matter. It's still considered morote gari by definition. The second example is also from his early years in MMA. He shows superb control. Here you can see also superb striking as well, followed by this grappling. He mounts. Here you see he's locking the head. He's not just going in for the ground and pound, traps with the striking to initiate that classical reaction of turning their back or giving their back, and then finishes it with a hadaka jime. So here you see first he does the classical tate shiho gatame, or what we call in BJJ the mount. It can be done with various controls on the head. You can either do like a head and arm control, or underhooking both arms, or just grabbing lapel. It can be done multiple variations as long as you have 4 like appui in French, which is like 4 points on the ground. The shiho gatame, it can be considered as a pin by definition. So tate shiho gatame, here you see underhooking the arms. Someone is trying to frame, you can underhook their arms and then proceed to pin them with tate shiho gatame. Now, when it comes to the choke, he finishes with hadaka jime, particularly the gable grip variation. Here you see it's an explanation where they show you can either choke by crushing the trachea or the carotid arteries, which restricts the blood flow to the head, as here he demonstrates. So hadaka jime is a naked choke. It can be done, like I said, by choking the trachea or crushing it, or blocking the blood via constricting the carotid arteries to the head. So here, this is the variation that Conor did, and you can also hook the leg and flatten them out if they are belly down. A lot of the Gracies, particularly Hickson, does this, so we can see the roots of this particular flattening and choking. There's also this variation of Hadaka Jime, the classical, where you see it a lot in no-gi jiu-jitsu in these days. So another thing is that you can see Conor also hooking the arm. This is an old Kosen Judo example where they hook the arm, where you can either do two things once you hook the arm. Once you can isolate it in order to limit their defense for the choke, or you can isolate it in terms of spinning around and then going for Juji Gatame or the armbar from back mount or Ushiro Gatame. Here you see this incredible flexibility in order to take out the second arm and then proceed with Kata Hajime, or here you grab the other lapel and it's considered Okuri Eri Jime. And finally, one of the, in my opinion, a UFC classic between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. The striking was just superb, and it's gonna go down, in my opinion, as one of the greatest fights in history, simply because of the striking, the mobility, the explosiveness. But nonetheless, Conor pulled out some great grappling, hidden gems, in my opinion, when it comes to control and also takedowns. So here you see Conor just doing his thing with the striking, Max Holloway as well. Both, in my opinion, are gonna go down in history as the best or Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers. So here you see there's incredible striking, and then Conor proceeds to take one of the legs, almost like reaping with Kouchigari, goes into side control. Here you see the attempt for Kouchigari, but he already fell down. You see the control, but the round ended. So here, this one is a classical Yoko Shiho Gatame, the classical one with the gi. You grab the belt, you hook the underhook, the leg, and then you grab the lapel on the back of the neck, which really eliminates the options for moving, and they are considered pin, or they are in osaikomi. So being that there is no gi, you can also use the other arm that's underhooking the leg to go underneath the shoulder, and then you can maintain control as they are moving and spread your weight as they are moving around by putting your hand on the mat. So here he goes for a single leg, but then switches to Kuchiki Daoshi, or the knee pick. Here the arm over the shoulder and the back really destroyed his posture and made it into a great Kuchiki Daoshi. So because there's no lapel or the gi in order to destroy the upper body with Kuzushi, Conor, when he put that arm around the back, really completed the throw. So Kuchiki Daoshi translates to taking down the dead tree. It's very poetic when compared to just saying knee pick. So it can be done from the sleeve, it can be done on the inside of the knee or inside of the thigh or outside of the thigh. You can do multiple variations as long as you pick the knee, hence the name, or the new name, knee pick. So from the gi you can feint from Seoinage. There's multiple variations. You can also open up with Ouchigari and then finish with a knee pick. So it can be found from almost anywhere because it is easily accessible, but you have to be very smart in terms of the setup because it can be defended very easily. But nonetheless, this is a classical takedown in both BJJ or Judo. Here you see a feint of Kataguruma, or the fireman's carry, finished with Kuchiki Daoshi, because their immediate defense is to really take their weight backwards, so you can finish it with the knee pick or Kuchiki Daoshi. So very rarely done, specifically in MMA. So here you're seeing a striker like Conor doing it is not only surprising but also very entertaining to watch, and the way he does it in a spinning motion and hopping also, it shows a lot of good takedown skills, rarely used. That's why I call them hidden gems, specifically that Morotegari while evading the strike. It is superb in my opinion. So this was Conor McGregor's judo moveset in the octagon. If you have anything else to add, the comment section is wide open down below. Also consider supporting me on Patreon. I have exclusive content specifically for the patrons only, just to show my appreciation. And like I said, if you have anything else to add, let me know down below. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.